Alright guys, I want you to listen to my exhaust and tell me if that doesn't sound different than before. To me, it sounds hold on, I don't know if you guys can hear me underneath that, but to me it sounds like one steady exhaust note instead of do 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 do, which is what it was doing before. I'm gonna add my before here. Okay, so now let's compare the one you just heard with this. I'm actually gonna set my phone here on the bumper. I should have gotten my what do you call that, tripod, but I wasn't expecting to film right now. The vehicle shut off on me twice. And I thought it was because I was low on fuel. I don't think that's the thing. I don't think that's the cause. I think what it is whatever is gunking up my injectors that causes the stiction. I think that Marvel Mystery Oil was starting to break it up, and maybe it sent it through those screens in the IPR valve, and maybe it clogged it up momentarily and made it shut off, because it was idling funny, but now it started idling nicely again. So let me give a couple revs and tell me what you guys think. Alright, so here's the thing. It doesn't sound as choppy as it did before, like when I was giving it, accelerating. So, giving it a little fuel, which technically you're giving it more air and the computer gives it more fuel, but that's beside the point. Like if you listen to the exhaust, it sounds like a steady acceleration or idle. That sounds a lot better than it did before, and like I said, it wasn't as choppy. I'm wondering if whatever it is just gunked up in the oil and it just caused it to break up. Let's go up the road here. I'm not gonna go too far, because if the truck does decide to break down on me, I don't want to be too far away from the house. But we'll go up the road here. Hopefully it won't shut off on me again. But if it does, I actually have my computer set up, so I'll be able to see what in the world's going on. But I mean, it still idles about the same, and then it just cleared up just now. I mean, you guys kind of have to be in here in the vehicle to understand. I think I just saw are the RPMs kind of fluctuating a little bit, or is it just me? I don't know. but it just, the idling, it kind of cleared up a little bit. I don't know. Let me, and see, like, it's pulling off so smooth. But then it's kind of like hesitating again. That's weird. And I'm not hammering on it, I'm just holding the accelerator. I'm letting the truck do the work. You know, I'm not trying to get down on it. I've already done that. I already made that video. This is my second video. But I mean, it seems to run a little better, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, yeah, I mean, see, like, I'm not hammering on it, but it seems to just take off a lot better. So I'm betting there's a bunch of gunk in the oil, and it probably clogged up some of those screens. But I'm gonna turn around right here. I'm not gonna go down here and haul ass and all that jazz and get stuck. Now I will open it up a little bit on the way back, but I'm facing the wrong way to be able to just come get my 7.3, hook up to this and go home. But you know, I don't want to have to go all the way down and turn around and all that. That's just too much work. But yeah, let's see what this thing will do. Let me see here. I'm still sitting at 500, between 590 and 586, 85 on the injector control pressure. Yeah, see, it's not. The injector control pressure is up there, but it's trying to die again. I'm wondering if I'm low. I'm wondering if, yeah, it's trying to die on me. Yep. So I'm wondering if I am just low on fuel. I don't know. I could just be low on fuel. That's just weird. But let me put this in neutral. Hopefully no one will come flying through here and run me over. But this is what it was doing. It was dying. And then, let me get my PIDs back up. When I had turned the key off and back on, it got back out. Sure is quiet over here. At least I'll be able to hear a vehicle coming. But yeah, nothing's overheated. I checked for blow-by. I still have none. I don't have any blow-by. I don't have, you know, the oil's not milky. I took the cap off the degas bottle. It's not bubbling or anything. There are no air bubbles, no air pockets, or any of that jazz. You still have them select good. Alright, so where is the... Okay, so I hate it when I do that. I did that. I can't believe I did that. Now I gotta wait again. But when I'm starting it, I want to see if the IPR valve goes up to 500 PSI while I'm cranking on it. And if that's the case, then I can rule the IPR valve out. But I just, you know, the fuel gauge, or not the fuel gauge, the fuel pump just engaged, but that doesn't mean it's not filling it up with air, right? You know, and then the cap just broke, so I can't unscrew it. I can take it off, but I'll need to have a replacement for it, which I don't have. At the moment, I need to get another one. But this thing's just trial and error, but so far, so good. I mean, the thing rode awesome. Let me see what this thing reads when I'm trying to start it. Where's the injector control? There it is. 700. Come on. See, that just sounds weird. It's just idling all kinds of funny. But I'm wondering if that is because I'm low on fuel. So I'm just gonna ease on back to the house. I'm not gonna get crazy with it because I really don't feel like having to bring my 7.3 just to take myself home. But yeah, I'm betting that's what it is. I'm just introducing air into the system, which is not good. Because, yeah, with me holding the accelerator gently like I am, maybe an eighth of pedal, I am reading 1100 PSI. So it is not the IPR valve, unless it clogs it up and it's building up pressure that way. That's the only thing I can think of is, you know, but see, like me getting on it, me trying to open it up, yeah, that's the best I get. So I'm kind of wondering if I am low on fuel. And so it's just not, you know, I'm picking up air, you know, pockets of air, and that's why it's running like it is. Like it's trying to stay running, you know, because it's got plenty of oil pressure. The oil pressure is what drives the injectors. But if there's no fuel, I can have all the oil in the world, but if there's not enough fuel, then it's not gonna continue running. You know, and of course idling doesn't take a lot of fuel, but you know, when you get on it, it takes a lot of fuel. So I'm wondering if that's what it is. See, I wasn't really doing that. This thing tried to take off like a bat out of hell, and I just barely gave it any fuel. Here we go again. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I don't know. I wish I had my another fuel cap so I could take this off of here and see, you know, is it barely, because that fuel bowl could barely be filling up, you know, just enough to keep it running, just enough to get down the road a little bit, but not enough to really hammer on it anymore, because it was doing just fine, and then out of the blue it didn't want to run right anymore. But I mean, yeah, I put $10 of fuel in here, which is only 3 gallons, and I went all the way to town, came back. You know, if this thing gets 20 miles to the gallon efficiently driving, then that's going to be 60 miles, and it's 40 miles to town and back. So that's 40 miles right there. But you also have to take into consideration I was driving like a moron after I got my wife and kids out of the truck, you know, just to get that Marvel Mystery Oil running through here, you know, by myself, as you guys came with me. You know, I could have really used the hell out of some fuel. That's what I'm seriously contemplating, because I know that since day one of having this truck, it will not go past a quarter of a tank. It won't go to a quarter of a tank. It'll just go up to, just right up under it. But I mean, it looks like it's sitting under E, but it's not. Let me see. There we go. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's sitting right above E, but I don't think that's accurate. I think that the sending unit is jacked up in this truck. So, I mean, really my plan was to like try and figure out how to put some sort of device up on this tree, because this tree is very sturdy. Or even this one right here. That's a pretty good sized tree, but I don't have good sized limbs. That's the problem. You know, and I'm not doing it to any of, like that tree right here, that is a maple tree. I am not destroying a maple tree. This right here is a sweet gum, and then that tree over there, there is also a sweet gum. Story about this sweet gum tree right here. That sweet gum tree was barely as tall as I was when I first came back here. 7, 8 years ago. No, longer than that. 9 years ago. Yeah, about 9 years ago when I first picked this spot out. I'm on my family land. So I've been here my whole life. You know, coming and visiting and spending summers and springs and all that jazz. But, you know, to finally come here to live, like move here, you know, work this land, I'll die for this land, I'll die on this land, you know, that was about, you know, close to a decade ago. And that gum tree back there was just about as tall as I am. I'm 6'1". And now that tree goes way up there. Like there's the tip, right? Hold on. That's the tip right there. So, I mean, that tree has survived 2 fires. I had a dog on a chain. One day when I'm over there, you probably can see it from here. There's a white ring around that tree. Right there. You see that white ring right there? That's from when the dog used to walk around in circles on that tree, and it just spun a circle on it. And I didn't think that tree was going to survive, but here it is, just as healthy as can be. So, you know, I'll never cut that tree down. As a matter of fact, every now and then I'll water it. Even though the water table back here is plenty high, I will water that tree because I want to make sure of its survival. But anyway, as you can see, it's running just fine. You know, getting down on it. There's no hesitation there. That's the thing. It used to be hesitation there. Now there's no hesitation. I'm confused. What the hell, man? I mean, I'm gonna let it run a little bit more since I did just stick my foot in it. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, the numbers over here look great. You know, and then like the engine oil temp is 179 and the engine coolant temp is 170. They say that if it's like 20 or 30 degrees or 15 degrees apart from each other, then usually you have like a bad EGR cooler or something like that. But as you can see, the engine coolant temp is 180 and the engine oil temperature is 179. So they're only 1 degree apart from each other, which is not bad. But yeah, I mean, everything looks great, you know, and like I said, these numbers look good as well. I just don't understand when I'm going down the road, it'll try and shut off on me. So I'm thinking either I'm lower on fuel than I think I am, because the only difference in being in park and getting on it and putting it in gear and getting on it, I can't think of the transmission, and I don't have any transmission codes, but I can't see the transmission causing the truck to shut off. That makes zero sense whatsoever. But let me go to read DTCs. I want to retrieve and see what codes I have. I still got cylinder 3 contribution. EGR flow insufficient, that's on because of the EGR delete and they didn't program it off. Glow plug number 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hey, 6, 7, 8. So before it used to be 2 glow plugs that were good. Now it's saying 3. So I have a harness issue. It has to be. So I'm going to change my glow plug harness along with the glow plugs. I don't care if the glow plugs are good or not. I'm just going to replace them anyway. That way I'll know they are good as well. But I'm wondering if that cylinder 3 contribution is because of a harness. Let's see here. See, now I only have 2, which is the cylinder 3 and PO1000. That's because I just reset the computer. But everything looks great other than that. Let's go listen to that exhaust one more time. Let's see if it's choppy or if it's just like a steady, you know. See, it sounds like it's choppy again. Let's see. Not a lot, not really. Sounds a lot better than it has before in the past. So I think I'm working those bugs out. When I do the oil change and change all 3 filters, I'm actually going to go inside right now and source me a fuel cap for the fuel bowl. I actually replaced the fuel bowl cap on my 7.3 a while back because that one was broken. So I'll get that changed out and give this thing a try again. But I won't be taking it back to work until I get the sending unit swapped out, because I'm really honestly believing that my fuel level is a lot lower than I think, and it's enough fuel in here to idle, but not enough fuel to get down the road. You know, it's just pulling air. So anyway, I know this is a long video, guys, but you know, eventually we'll be able to look back and say, haha, you know, when you got that truck, it was a pile of shit, but now, you know, it's a great running vehicle. It's kind of like that Justin Hawk. He's a really good famous YouTuber that's got a 6.0. He's done a lot of work to it, but he says everyone starts off as nobody, and I can respect that, and that's really good words to live by, because you're not just born as someone, you're born a no one. But what you choose to do with yourself and what you choose to do with life, in life, decides whether you remain a nobody or, you know, you become noticed and you become someone. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Later, Gators.